What is up and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. My name is Dallin Anderson and today we are going to be talking about Bitcoin as well as the US stock market and where I personally think prices could go from here. Before we get started though, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoy these videos, please share them with your friends. And without further ado, we will get straight into today's video. So we are going to start off here with the Dow Jones, and I really like how the Dow Jones is breaking above its all-time high. This is a sign of strength in the stock market. We were talking about this bullish flag pattern back here, especially during this drop as the stock market came down here in 2022. And we were saying that the stock market looked really bullish, that this was just a panic sell, that it was on major support, and that it would break up and out of that level. And sure enough, it did. It broke up and out of that level perfectly, exactly as planned. And now we are starting to see upside continuation in the stock market. So the Dow Jones breaking out here is a sign of strength across the board in both the world markets as well as the crypto markets. The reason it's a sign of strength for the crypto markets, if you don't know, there is a 90% correlation to the world stock market and the crypto industry. So to see a major breakout of resistance here does show a lot of strength in the world markets, and it's really a good sign for pretty much all of the markets as a whole. Now, the Dow Jones does show a massive uptrend that we have been in for a very long time. In fact, this uptrend has been going for nearly 100 years. We've had some big drops along the way, but really we have not had a Great Depression since 1929. Was the top of the stock market, and the Dow Jones has been seeing upside ever since then. It has had some 50% declines along the way up, but it has not had any significant drop since the Great Depression in terms of percentage down. Of course, we have had some pretty big drops, but the media always paints them as being a lot bigger than they actually are, because if you were to measure how big these drops actually are, you would see that in all reality, these drops are pretty small in comparison to the Great Depression. Even 2008 is kind of a microscopic little blip in the chart in comparison to what is going to happen in a Great Depression event. So what are we seeing here with the world stock market? Well, we're seeing a breakout of major resistance, and we're watching for that push, that what's called a blow-off top, where the market goes parabolic. People get too excited. This is what happened on Bitcoin when it went from $10,000 to $20,000 before it saw a big bear market. And that's exactly what we want to see with the world stock market, is a blow-off top. Like I said, it happened on Bitcoin in the last cycle and the one before and the one before. That's because it's human psychology. It doesn't matter if you're trading gold, silver, Bitcoin, stock market. You are going to have the same exact human psychology playing out, and you will have a blow-off top on every market cycle ever. It is human psychology. That is what we are headed into with the Dow Jones. And we do see a break out of that major resistance, like we said earlier, which is a sign of that blow-off top coming right around the corner. Now, a blow-off top means that things are going to get crazy. That means this stuff is going to be climbing faster than it has ever climbed previously or historically up until this point. And so therefore, if we do get this scenario, we could have one of the biggest increases in stock market value in human history, which will lead to the biggest crash in stock market value in human history. And that's exactly what we see in the Dow Jones. We're set up for a big blow-off top, and all of this upward trending that has been going on for over 100 years has to see a crash at some point. But a lot of people are telling you that crash is going to come now, and I'm here to tell you that it isn't. And we're going to see a large climb in the US stock market over the next 6-7 years, a blow off top before the Great Depression. And that's what I'm seeing in these charts. That's what we see with the Dow Jones. And I'm going to tell you right now that that's what professionals all around the world are seeing. We use the same tools that professionals use on this channel. So a Great Depression event isn't just going to be a little crash like I have drawn here. It's going to be like this. It's going to be coming back down to 2008 levels. It's going to be ridiculous. And so now is the time to capitalize on that type of a move. Now is the time to take advantage of all of the hype in crypto, all of the hype in the world markets. Now is the time to take advantage, because when the Great Depression comes, all of this pumping that has happened since 2008, we're going to see a retracement on all of it. And we could even test the 2008 levels on the Dow Jones. This is what I'm personally seeing. This is what could happen in the stock market. This is what I'm betting my money on, what I believe will happen, and what we're looking at on this channel. So what does that mean for crypto? Well, that is very good for the crypto markets. Like I said earlier, the crypto markets do have a 90% correlation to the stock market, and Bitcoin is no exception to that. Bitcoin and all of the altcoins do have a 90% correlation to the stock market, including BTC. And if we look at Bitcoin here, you guys can see that as the stock market is breaking its all-time high, you can also see that Bitcoin was actually rising all through that same period. So the stock market's breaking out. You can see Bitcoin is also catching up here with the stock market. In fact, a lot of these cryptos are leading the stock market. A lot of the cryptos are breaking out along with the Dow Jones. So what does that mean for us as crypto investors? Well, that means that we're going to see market cap coming into the crypto space, and we're going to see it across the board. As money floods into the stock market, you will see people saying, okay, clearly we are in a risk-on scenario. And as people go from that risk-off to risk-on mindset, you will see a large increase in total market capitalization with the crypto markets. Now, your average investor is not going to be thinking like this. Most people, even ever since 2020, have been in a risk-off mindset. So very few people have actually been preparing. Instead, they've been panicking. What a difference in human psychology between the professionals and the people that are your average everyday person. Most people since 2020 have not been investing. They have not been fighting hyperinflation. Instead, they have been scared of investing. But since 2020, the greatest opportunities in my entire trading career have been presented. Bitcoin back down in 2020 fell to just below $4,000 per coin and then went to $69,000. The stock market saw a massive recovery after the COVID drop and another massive recovery after this drop. The opportunity has never been bigger, but everybody is in a state of fear and panic when they should be in a state of risk on. Now, the professionals have been in a state of risk on. They've been buying the COVID drop. They've been buying this dip. Look at Warren Buffett. What did he do during the COVID drop? He bought. That's because he knows that a roaring 20s, a repeat of the roaring 20s, is happening. He can see it just as clearly as the sun comes up in the mornings. And I'm telling you right now that this Dow Jones industrial average recovering from both of those big drops, most people are in a state of fear, but professionals are buying. They are taking advantage of this opportunity in the world markets, but the opportunity is also presenting itself in Bitcoin and altcoins. In fact, the most important one is the total market cap, because the total crypto market cap is every single coin combined. We're talking Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, all of them combined into one. That's the total crypto market cap. And you guys can see 5 waves up, an ABC correction, and we're watching for this next big impulse in the crypto total market cap. We have institutional volume. As money continues to come into the Dow Jones, we are going to see industry like crypto industries like 3D printing. We're going to see tech industry. We're going to see everything that's risk on increase in value, because that's what professionals are doing. They're taking risk. They're putting money in the markets in preparation for a large climb. So yeah, what do I think about the Dow Jones? I think we're going to see a huge increase in value. What do I think about the crypto markets? It's going to reflect that same increase in market cap. And we're going to see a big climb here with the crypto markets. And we're going to see potentially one of the biggest increases ever in the crypto space. And it will be a reflection of that roaring 20s, that blow off top, the peak of the cycle. It's called the euphoria phase. People get too excited, they get too hyped, and the market has to correct afterwards. So yeah, loving the setup here on the Dow Jones, loving the setup on the crypto total market cap. And I do think that this is only the beginning of both of these markets, at least over the next few years as we head into this roaring 20s. So that is my personal views on Bitcoin and the stock market. I do see a lot of upside in both the world markets as well as the crypto industry as a whole. So I'm super excited about the markets and where prices are going to go from here. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. If you found it valuable, please hit that subscribe button and share it with your friends. Also, you guys, check out the website, link in the description box below. And as always, stay profitable out there.